Just before the video starts, time is running out on our Teespring campaign, and if you're looking to support the channel and want a fresh Palpatine hoodie or shirt to go along with that, do me a solid and check out the Teespring link in the description below. Anyways, onto the video. Viewer discretion is advised. Born on the idyllic planet of Naboo, Sheev Palpatine was quite the anomaly, growing up to become one of the most selfish and power-hungry Sith of his time, causing the deaths of millions of sentient beings in the process. With that said, even the evilest of Sith needed some form of stress relief and an outlet for the hate and anger they'd spent years bottling up in their fight against the Jedi. So what better way to channel these powerful emotions and dark tendencies than through passionate fornication with the vast range of Star Wars life on offer? Well, I never thought I'd say this in a video, but the first question we have to ask is whether or not Palpatine was actually straight and had a sex drive to begin with. Although the topic of Palpatine's private life is shrouded in mystery, we can say with a degree of certainty that Palpatine did in fact have a sex drive. In spite of the fact that this topic is still debated among various Star Wars communities across the web, using the evidence we have, that I will elaborate on later, it is safe to say that Palpatine did occasionally dabble in sexual activities, and although his main desires lay in having ultimate power, he did have some fun on the side. This second question, however, is discussing who Palpatine had his fun with. Many people within the Star Wars community like to assume that Palpatine was gay, mainly due to his infatuation with Anakin and his extremely close relationship with Darth Plagueis. With that said, both these theories prove to be false when one realizes that Plagueis was in fact completely asexual, and Anakin, even if he was homosexual, physically wouldn't be able to do anything with Palpatine due to his horrific injuries on Mustafar. So now that we've answered the two most important questions, we can now delve further into the private life of Sidious, and the evidence that supports our theory of both Palpatine being sexually active and straight. Our first clue lies in the Force-sensitive female known as Raganda Ismarin. Raganda, prior to being captured by the Empire, was one of the lucky few Jedi able to escape the clutches of Order 66. After her group was cornered and eventually arrested by Imperial troops, Raganda was able to use her extreme good looks and Force sensitivity to avoid interrogation and advance to the upper echelons of Imperial society. It is then known that Raganda eventually became one of the many wives of Palpatine, and although it's not confirmed and still debated, rumor has it that she had his child, who eventually came to be known as Lord Nyax. In addition to this, Palpatine was also known to have his own harem, and was quite fond of Twi'lek girls, which of course strongly suggests that he didn't keep his woman around just to look at them. So now that we've had a brief glance into Palpatine's clandestine life, and looked at all the evidence suggesting that he did in fact enjoy a woman's company, we must also look at the Sith code that Palpatine fervently followed up until his dying breath. As many of us will know, the Sith encourage both passion and power, and these two core tenets of the code were ultimately interpreted in many different ways by many different Sith. As seen in the case of Darth Plagueis, some Sith had no desire for sex whatsoever and directed all their passion onto cultivating their power. Other Sith, however, were even known to have families, and were thus on the other side of the spectrum. Palpatine fits into all of this as a chaotic neutral of sorts. Although consumed by power, Palpatine was a bit of an adrenaline junkie, who wouldn't hesitate to deviate from his main course just to feel something other than his extreme lust for power. With that said, what are your thoughts on Palpatine's sexuality and Sith sexuality as a whole? Or would you prefer just to leave it at that and put this video behind you? Either way, thanks for watching, and just before you go, I want to shout out our sponsors over at OK Cash, who are currently supporting the channel. If you're even remotely interested in any form of crypto cash, and want a community you can learn more about it from, don't hesitate to join their Discord and check out their website. Time is ticking on our Teespring campaign, so if you want to support the channel and want a fresh Palpatine hoodie to go along with that, you better get there fast. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.